What is up, guys? Today is Friday. Hope you're all having a good day. But since today is Friday, everyone knows that this is the day that Xur comes back to town. This video is going to be striving to tell you what is good to get from him, where he is, and if it helps you out in any way, please leave a like, subscribe, a comment on what I could do better and what things you would like to see from me. But with that out of the way, let's get straight into this so I'm not taking too much of your time. This week, Xur is located in the tower hangar where Future Warcoat used to be. It is behind the Future Warcoat stand. Go there and you should see him in the back above the staircase. First off, with this week, Xur is bringing Two-Tailed Fox. If you don't have it, I would pick it up because next season we're going to have Light Bearing Hive. And this has the ability to suppress enemies, which hopefully, if it works properly, it'll take enemies out of their ults, which will be very useful. It shoots 2 rockets at a time. Not very good at damage, but it's still a good weapon to pick up nevertheless. For the Hunter exotic for the week, it's going to be Shards of Galanor. Now, if you don't have this exotic, you definitely should pick it up, especially since this is a high stat roll. Very close to what I would call God roll armor. Very high mobility, high recovery, high intellect. I could have dealt with a lot less strength and have it separated throughout, mobility, recovery, and intellect, just to have those up and have the other ones down. But nevertheless, it's still a really good one to pick up if you don't have one. As for the Titan exotic for the week, this is going to be the Lion Rampants. This is a great exotic to pick up if you like shooting in the air as a Titan, say on PC with DMT, even on console. It's a great exotic to pick up if you don't have it. Now, in terms of the stats, it has pretty good mobility, a little too high resilience, recovery is nice, could have been more. I wish it took more from that strength stat. Discipline could have been a little bit higher, but it's not necessary. Intellect is nice, and again, that strength stat could have been lower, but I guess it's good enough. You should pick this up, especially if you don't have it. For the Warlock exclusive exotic for the week, you got the Karnstein armlets. I don't use these. I've seen a lot of people use them, but to me, they're kind of bad. But if you don't have it, it's an okay roll. I don't like it having that little intellect. It's nowhere near a god roll in my opinion. But if you don't have it, definitely pick it up again. But it's not really worth your time. If you're stressing yourself on legendary shards and you're new to the game, you're not missing anything if you don't pick this exotic up. Now, this week's legendary is coming from Xur. It's going to be a good one this week because there's 3 different weapons that if you don't have any rolls or if you don't have other god rolls of it, you definitely want to pick these up. And especially the 3rd Axiom this week, it is a god roll, but we'll get into that later. The first one is going to be the Night Watch. The Night Watch this week is coming with Arrowhead Break, Corkscrew Rifling, Tactical Mag, Appended Mag, but you're not going to be using that unless, you could be using that for PvE, but I'm not personally. Outlaw, Explosive Payload, and a Handling Masterwork. This is close to the god roll. If you don't want to pick this one up, but you want this weapon, you can literally do the Guardian Rises quest. It's the quest for new light players, and it gives you a god roll version of perfect god roll version of the Night Watch if you get a couple parts in. I'm not really remembering what part it is, but it's a very, very quick into the mission, into the quest. And if you get that one, you pretty much don't need this one. It's still good to pick up just to have some variety and if you're a collector, but it's really to each their own. Next up on the docket is the Falling Guillotine. This is a sword that came to us during Season of the Arrivals, and it is coming back again with amazing perks. This has Relentless Strikes and Surrounded. Now, Surrounded is probably the best damage perk out right now. Although situational, it is still probably the best damage perk and the easiest to activate, especially since the Whirlwind Blade nerf. Instead of 5 hits, it now takes 10 with Whirlwind Blade, while this activates just by having 3 or more enemies next to you. This could be very good in boss DPS. I know it used to have a damage increase with surrounded spec of up to 55%, but it may not be that extreme right now. If it is, someone tell me, because this is probably going to be the best sword out for the longest time. You should definitely get this. Now, the only thing that would have made this a god roll is if it came with Swordmaster's Guard. Swordmaster's Guard increases that charge weight, allowing it to have more heavy attacks per second and per damage phase. This is still a great roll to pick up if you don't have one. Now, the last weapon you want to get this week is the 3rd Axiom. This was the weapon I was talking about at the beginning of the video that comes god rolled. This legendary pulse rifle is amazing. I tried it out in Crucible and I've never touched this since it came out, but I got this roll, tried it out in Crucible, and this thing is nasty. You basically beam people. It comes with hammer forged rifling, small bore. It comes with armor piercing rounds, light mag, surplus, and opening shot on it innately, and it comes with a handling masterwork. Now, this is amazing on it, especially having surplus on it. If you have everything procced, meaning that you haven't fired yet, so you're proccing opening shot, and you have surplus and you have all your abilities, if you have all of that set, you're basically having no recoil, especially if you put a counterbalance stock on it. This is a musket. You need to get this weapon. It will not come again, at least for a while. If it does, I'd be very surprised. And if it does come, I don't think it will be this good of a roll. You want to get this. You want this in your inventory. Last but not least, we have the armor sets. This week is going to be the Righteous armor set for all classes. If you weren't playing during that time, you definitely want to get this armor set, even if it's just to transmog it and put it on your style. This is a really sexy armor set, I'm not gonna lie, for pretty much all classes. It's better the ornamented version of it, but this would still be worth it. Now, in terms of the hunter stats, all of the armor is trash, but if we go over to the Titan and Warlock, they have really good stats, especially the Titan. Pretty much the entire set besides the boots is going to be worth it if you are just starting out and you want a good armor set to have, but other than that, it's not too amazing. I would just pick up all the armor sets if you don't have it and if you like that look. Now, that is what Xur has this week. Now, if you would please like, comment, subscribe, and maybe even share. Tell me what I can do better. Tell me what you think I should do next. What other games you think I should play. Do you think I should cover raid guides? Do you think I should cover trials guides? Things that can help you get better in PvP. And maybe I should post videos on my journey on getting better in PvP. You never know. Tell me what y'all think about any of those ideas, or give me some of your own. But with that being said, I appreciate each and every one of you. Have a good day. Peace.